Hey lovelies, and welcome back to my channel, Storytime with Stephanie. I hope you are all doing well tonight. I wanted to come back with part 2 of my angels. Tonight I want to talk about the angels that helped me through my breast cancer through chemo treatments. So brain fog, chemo brain, you've heard about it. It's real. It is really the real deal. So I always was known to have the memory of an elephant. I was so organized, I had everything under control, and it was like one of my things. Everybody would say, ask Stephanie, she'll remember. But chemo takes all of that away. It is just really, really one of the hardest things that I had to understand and deal with. I mean, I couldn't remember anything. I couldn't remember what I ate that like an hour ago. I would leave my purse places. I would leave my phone places. I would leave things everywhere. It was just horrible. And then I would start second guessing myself and I would like freak out. Is my purse here? And I did this for years afterwards. And it was just really, really hard. So what I found is that in a couple instances or more, I actually believe that my angels were helping me. So in one instance, I had gone to radiation and I had radiation every day. So I would go to the office and I would get my office ready at 7 a.m. And then I would go up the hill to Christ and I would have my radiation at 8. And then I would come back to the office. Well, I always parked at the valet. They had everything under construction, so we had free valet. And I was only gonna be there a half an hour every day. They all knew me, etc. So I parked there and I was just, in and out, whatever. It's just the same thing. I think I was down to maybe my last week out of 5 weeks of this. And so I came back out and my gym bag was not in my car. And so I got to thinking, wow, did I take it in the office? And I had just gotten new mitts, like the mitts that if you box with somebody, the mitts that they hold, I had just gotten those. And I just got new boxing gloves. And I had just gotten new tennis shoes. And it was a Vera Bradley bag. I'm not a Vera Bradley person, but a friend gave it to me, so you know how expensive those are. Anyway, I went back to the office, excuse me, and no, I don't have the coronavirus. I went back to the office and looked in my office and it wasn't in there because I thought, well, maybe I accidentally, forgot and took it in with me. So then I called the house and I asked my dad or my mom, one or the other, to come down to my house and see if it was still in my house that I just forgot to take it with me, because I did that a lot these days. I could put something right next to my purse and I would just walk out without it. It was ridiculous. So anyway, it wasn't at home. So it turned out somebody stole it while I was in radiation. And so I started this whole thing. I got threats from the valet owner that I was going to lose the business for them, that they did not steal it. I wasn't saying they stole it. What I was saying is I felt like they had left my door unlocked and somebody came by right there. It was right by the door and took it. Well, I had blogged about this on my Through the Eyes of a Survivor page, and somebody that I don't know that's from where I went to high school, he sent me this card and it had, I believe it was $200 worth of Visa gift cards in it, and a card that he made pulling pictures from my page. It was just the most heartfelt, amazing thing a stranger has ever done for me. I cried. I still have the card. I cried, and he wanted me to go out and replace as much of the stuff as I could. So I decided to do just that. I went to get all of these things that I had gotten stolen. So I really needed something from I forget, a different store. And I went in and I used one of the gift cards and I came back out, like there was 2 different gift cards, I think. So I used one of the gift cards and I came back out. Well, of course I didn't use it all. So I came back out to get in my car and go over to Dick's, which I was on Coleraine. So It was just, one right across. H.H. Gregg, that's where I was, H.H. Gregg. So I left H.H. Gregg, I went over to Dick's, I go in and I go to pay, and I needed both gift cards because I was getting the mitts and the boxing gloves. And so when I went to pay, I couldn't find one of the gift cards, the one that I had just used. And are you kidding me right now? So I think there was like $55 left on it. So I thought, okay, retrace my steps. What could I have done? I searched my purse, I searched my car, I searched my memory. Of course, there was no memory. And so I drove back over to H.H. Gregg, and there wasn't that many people there to begin with. I want to say it was like a Sunday even. And I drove in the parking lot, and there it was. I dropped it as I was getting in the car. So the only thing I can think is one of my angels was taking care of me and put it where I would find it and didn't let anybody else take it from me. So then one time I had lost my keys to my car at the office. No clue what I did with them. And I'd had this scarf on because I wore a lot of scarves and, hats and just different things. And I had all these scarves and stuff, and I lost one of my scarves. At this time, I was putting the casserole on my side that I was having radiated. And I had to do that, I think, 3 times a day. So in the middle of the day, I would do it at the office, and I would go into the lounge and shut the door like, I was pumping or something, as the pregnant ladies would do, or the ladies that just had babies would do. And so I guess I must have taken that stuff in there, but why would I take the keys in there? I wouldn't take the keys in there. So then later we went in, I was retracing all my steps, and that was the last place I looked, and there was a scarf with the keys. It was like attached or something. It was just crazy, the different things that I would find in odd places after I lost them. And I just was convinced that my angels were watching after me, and they were trying to help me along the way so I wouldn't lose anything for real, and of course wouldn't lose my mind. Also, because I had been reading Angels in My Hair by Lorna Byrne, which I discussed in my last video, she had also said that a lot of times the angels would appear as like a light, or an exuberant light in the bushes, or a tree or something, or a person, and that's how she would know that they were the angels. So I will put a picture of my dog Harry, and some of you have seen this already. I apologize, but he was adorable, and he is sitting, and I'm taking his picture, and his eyes are just glowing yellow, not red, yellow. It was the craziest thing. And my mom says, you can't make his eyes glow like that. He was one of my angels at the time. My angel was coming through him. Then a couple times, and I'll try to find as many pictures as I can, but a couple times there were my flowers, my planters. I would take pictures of them, and they would just glow in this gold glow. It was just really crazy. Again, my angels were showing me that they were around me. It was amazing, and it was an amazing experience to know that I had them, watching after me. And so I was talking to a friend about it, and at the time we weren't like really close. We worked together, and we weren't really close. And she was telling me a story about how, I won't say any names and I won't say where, but she volunteered a lot. She still does. And anyway, she was to take a turkey dinner to a family in need in a bad neighborhood. And so she drove in, it was really cold, and she drove around the neighborhood, and she could not figure out which apartment or building it was in. So she decided to park her car and carry the box of the turkey dinner that still needed to be cooked. The turkey was not cooked, and try to find the house on foot. And as she's doing this, she hears this person yelling down from a window at her, this woman saying, "Honey, you aren't safe in here. You aren't safe walking around this neighborhood. What are you doing?" And she wasn't afraid at all. She just had, she had to deliver this turkey dinner. So she proceeded to find the apartment, and she went in, and the kid was so excited. This woman's kid was so excited to see her. Unfortunately, their stove was not working. So I forget exactly all the details about how she helped them, but she helped them get this turkey dinner done somehow. I don't remember the details. But anyway, when she was leaving, she was in the dark. And again, it wasn't a good neighborhood. So she couldn't remember what street she parked on. And so she came out, and these two big African-American men, one walked up on either side of her, and they were walking with her and almost guiding her back to her car. And so she was trying to talk to them, and they were just completely ignoring her. And she was trying to have a conversation with them, and they were just completely ignoring her. So as she got up to her car, she went to thank them, and she opened the door, and she turned around to thank them, and they were gone because they were angels watching over her. So I have lots of stories like this, you guys. Just remember, all you need to do if you need help from your angels is ask. You need to ask them for their help, and they will be there for you. I've often asked them to go help a friend of mine that was in need. I've said, I'm good, I'm fine. If you could please go help a friend of mine that's in need. I don't know if that works or not, but I've done it a lot. I'm hoping it works for my friends. But anyway, that was just another little tale that I wanted to tell you, a story I wanted to tell you about angels and my angels, and hopefully you will see some stories of what has happened to you in the past, and you might decide that it was also your angels looking out for you. If you liked Storytime with Stephanie, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so that I can bring more content to you. And again, I will see you probably next week. This time my light is not going to go out. So, lovelies, have a great week. Stay safe and peace out.